Hello everyone, I'm going to talk a little bit here about the parts that we bought to do an electrical system upgrade, a 200 amp upgrade on a house in November 2023. Lots of photos here, so I'm going to show you what we bought. We bought a Square D 200 amp. It's a meter base, plus down here is a quick disconnect. It has 200 amp, 8 spaces, 16 outdoor, main breaker, meter combo load center. You can come off the quick disconnect to separate circuit breaker boxes. This is a circuit breaker box that we bought. It's a Square D also. I got Square D because I wanted everything to connect with everything else really good. This is actually the cover of the circuit breaker box. This is where the circuit breakers go. You break out these little knockouts here, and you put your various breakers in there. This is some of the circuit breakers it came with. This is two double pole breakers here, and there's 3 single pole breakers there. And once again, that's how much that costs. Circuit breaker box. It's got 60 circuits, 200 amps, 30 spaces. These are the spaces here. And that's a Lowe's stock number. We bought most of this stuff at Lowe's, so I'm putting a Lowe's stock number on that. This is a metallic rigid conduit mast that goes from the top of the meter base up to the power lines that are coming in overhead, and this screws on to a little cap that goes on top of the meter base. That is 10 foot long, and it's anchored to the side of the house. It's a 2-inch by 10 foot metallic rigid conduit. There's a Lowe's stock number, and that's what it's cost. This is a number 4 gauge solid copper ground wire. It's used to running down to your ground. You probably don't need 25 foot, but you can always keep it for another upgrade. That's what it looks like there. That's how much the roll cost. And there's a Lowe's stock number on that. These are the grounding rods that we bought. They're 8 foot ground rods. You need 2 of them, and they must be, in most jurisdictions, put at least 6 foot apart. And the solid copper wire runs from one to the other. It cannot be spliced. They're $19.98 each, and that's a Lowe's stock number. It's a 2-inch flexible conduit that you need. These come in 10 foot sections. You may need more than that depending on whether you not got a straight shot from the meter base into the circuit breaker box, but sometimes you don't. Sometimes the wires go in from the inside the basement or the house, and sometimes it's not a straight shot. Sometimes the meter base is located quite a ways away, so you may be using more of this conduit. That's how much one 10 foot section costs, but it's 2-inch Schedule 40 PVC conduit. This antioxidant, you need to put this on the wires coming in from the main power into the top of the meter base. You need to lube them down real good with this. They're aluminum wires, and also any other connection made with those real big aluminum wires. You need to lube it down really, really good. That prevents oxidation from taking place. If oxidation does take place, the connections get loose, and the thing won't work anymore. Here's the entrance cap. This goes on top of the metallic mask that goes up alongside the house to connect into your overhead power lines. It keeps the rain out of the meter base and also has a space for each wire so they can kind of be separated as they go in. That's how much that cost. This is a ground bar kit. These new the code on these new electric upgrades is that you have to have a separate bus. This right here is called a bus because it's got a lot of places on it, just like a bus has a lot of seats for passengers. This is called a bus, and this is the electric safety bus. The circuit breaker box comes with a bus on each side of those circuit breakers, and that's for the electrical neutral. But now you have a separate bus in these boxes that's used only for the electric ground wires. There's a 2-inch PVC, it's an elbow. You need this for getting the wires from the box into the house. And you need these big elbows like this because that's big wire and it's very hard to turn through these things. And you need 2 of them, possibly more. This is a connector for that conduit, or you fit it into the circuit breaker box. And this, you have a knockout on the side of the circuit breaker box. You just knock out the right one that fits right through. And then you've got a little steel connector that a little steel cap that fits on top of this. Tighten it down real good, and then you've got a plastic cap that fits on top of that keep the wires from being chewed into by the metal. That's that little cap I was talking about you put on these feed throughs to keep the wire from being chewed into by metal, any metal that comes in contact with it. This is a ground wire, ground rod clamp. Your ground wire goes in here and just clamps down, tightens real good onto it. You need 2 of these, 1 for each ground rod. This is a conduit strap that you use to connect the conduit to the side of the house, and also that you need to connect that metallic meter base shaft to the side of the house also with these. That's what they cost. This is a little device that you cover the little connector here for the where the ground wire goes down to meet into the ground rod. First, you can have any other wires run through there that you need to hold them down. And this screws into the side of the house. You see little holes here where it screws into the side of the house. This is that little tap I was telling you about that holds that those feed throughs where it feeds into the various boxes. You tighten this down, tighten those things down really nice. This is the cable that you need. This is about $10 a foot. It's got your 3 electric cables, the 2 hot ones right here, and the ground is right here, the electric ground is right here. It's got this white stripe on it. This over here is a safety ground. You don't need that safety ground coming down from the overhead power. You just need these 3 here. But this safety ground is used from the bottom of the meter base into the circuit breaker box. So that's 4 ohm, 2 ohm, and the green safety ground is too old. It's got this green covering on it. And like I said, it's about $10 a foot. So you may need quite a few feet of that, depending on how far your circuit breaker box is from where direct the other side of the house where it comes in. There's your hub that sits on top of the meter base that metallic shaft sits into. This is clamped or screwed right down on top of the meter base. It holds that shaft real good and tight. And you also, the shaft, like I say, you have those clamps where you attach it to the side of the house. There are some hex screws that we use to attach the clamps into the side of the house and the meter base to the side of the house. And the snap-in connector where you snap into the side of the meter base to run some wires in. And this is the last picture. This is a surge protection device that we put on the meter base. It keeps, in case of the lightning hits the power lines, comes in and produces a surge. It protects your electric system. And that's a Square D surge protection device. Anyway, that's the video. Please subscribe if you like these videos. I'm going to be posting a lot more electrical stuff on here and a lot more things about home repair. So please subscribe if you would. I would appreciate it. And also you hit the notification button and you should be notified anytime I post more videos. Thanks. You folks have a nice day.